all my Juki friends. My name is Alba and I am the National Accounts Trainer for Juki Home Sewing. Today we're going to be working on a project. We are working on placemats. Now I love a quilted placemat that is bound, and I am going to show you an easy beginner way to self-bind a placemat. Now, I quilted this on my long arm with my J-350, and what I realized after I took my fabric off, I meant to do my bobbin thread in a royal blue. Now, my tension is beautiful, my stitches are beautiful, but I'm just not happy with the way the back looks. So this method will help. Maybe you're new to long arming or practicing ruler work and your front looks beautiful, but maybe your back isn't quite there yet. So this is a good way where rather than throwing away those sample pieces, we'll be able to utilize them. Now I'm going to get over to my ironing station and explain in detail how this is done. Now I'm showing my work area up close so that you could see the details of this. And as I said, this is a self-binding method, especially when your back is not exactly the way you want it with free motion, ruler work, anything like that. You could even do this with pre-quilted fabric. Now the supplies that I have in front of me is my main placemat piece, which is 18 by 12, and my backing and binding piece is 1 inch larger on all 4 sides. So that is 14 by 20. We will be using some pins and just an ordinary glue stick. I sometimes like to use a glue stick to tack and keep my fabric in place, and this is a really good little trick to have. So I have placed my placemat in the center of my backing fabric, and I have the wrong side of my backing facing up. So it's wrong side to back side of my placemat. And on the outsides, I have the right side of my fabric and the right side of my quilting that I want to show. Now that extra inch all around, I'm placing my piece as carefully as I need to have an even 1 inch all the way around. And what I am going to do is fold that in half, going right up to my placemat. And to help for placement, I'm just going to give this a little bit of that glue stick. And what that does is it helps it stick in place. Now, I am using a washable glue stick, and most glue sticks are washable. And I really like that because it gives me the ability not to have to pin as much. And I'm going to fold over. And actually, I'm going to do the folding in half on all sides. And I'm going to give that a quick press. And you'll be able to come back as soon as I'm done with all of that. As you can see, I folded over all of my edges. And I'd like to show you how I miter that corner. Now, when both my corners are folded over, I go in and cut some of that excess off on the first fold and on that second fold. So I'm eliminating bulk from that corner. Now, when I go to fold over, I get a beautiful mitered corner. And this is where having a wool mat comes in really handy. I've pinned right into that, and I am going to press that in place to hold that crease. And I'm also going to put a little bit of my glue stick to have it further hold. So what the glue stick does is it tacks that right in place, and with the heat of my iron, it dries that glue so that it stays nice and firmly. And I am going to give that one pin. And honestly, with this, the only place I put a pin is in the corners so that when I sew all around, I have my corners are held in place for me. So I'm just going around my edges where I may not have gone over with my iron, like right here. And I'm holding that in place. Now this is a good time to also use the quilt clips all around as well if you have those. So now what I'm left to do is I will use a decorative stitch and go all around that binding. And my placemat looks as if I did traditional binding. So next I'm going to go to the machine. As you can see, I've chosen a blanket stitch to go all around my binding. This is a stitch I really enjoy using, but any one of the decorative stitches would be nice. I start and end in a corner, that way it holds beautifully. And let me show you how I get to that point. Now I'm using the open toe foot so that I could really see where my needle is dropping and I could see my decorative stitch. And I'm going to slow down as I get near that end point, and I am going to lock my stitch right at that corner, and I have cut. So just that easily and quickly, I am able to get a bound table placemat done where I've covered up my mistake on the back. So this is a quick way that if you're, like I said, if your free motion isn't exactly what you wanted it to be, and we could be very hard on ourselves. I know I am. So for me, it was a matter of color. I just didn't like that color choice. This is a great way to have a quilted front, a different fabric in the back so it can be reversible, and it gives the look of traditional binding. I hope you enjoyed this project. Please make sure to subscribe to get notified of next upcoming videos, and also leave your comments with what you thought about the project and also some requests for some upcoming videos that you would like to see. Until next time, bye-bye.